Hey everyone, welcome. I'm MisterBo, and boy do we have an interesting video for you today. So on Monday, I put up a video talking about how this year is the 25th anniversary of Crash Bandicoot, and that may mean that we get some big things this year. And one of those things I speculated about was the long-rumored cartoon series that we've been hearing rumblings about, and I said, wouldn't it be cool if that released this year to celebrate that 25th anniversary? Well, one day after I post that video, we get this post up on Reddit, which seems to confirm we were going to be getting a Crash Bandicoot cartoon, but that cartoon has now been cancelled. Let's go into some of the details here, and we even have some footage of what this thing would have looked like. So this all started on the Crash Bandicoot Reddit. A user by the name of pertkelly put up this post, and it seemed a little bit weird to begin with. So this is what it said. If I can show you the artwork and test animation, I will. It's gorgeous. Amazon wanted the show. For a full year, a team had been developing the artwork and scripts, and we were about to go into production. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the show got axed yesterday. Hundreds, maybe thousands of people out of a job. Artists suddenly torn away from their project, lives ruined yesterday because the game's people at Activision, who weren't even a part of the cartoon show, decided they didn't agree with Amazon on a joke in one of the scripts that they didn't write. I watched brilliant scripts sit there unused and get chopped up by guys in the game department. It seemed like they never wanted the cartoon to go forward. So they fought with Amazon and refused to budge on a stupid joke in one script until Amazon finally said, screw this, Activision is impossible to work with. Activision also completely destroyed their relationship with Netflix during Skylanders Academy, so Netflix will never put out another Activision cartoon. And now it looks like Amazon won't work with them either. Seriously, you guys, hundreds of artists, writers, and animators fired because 2 or 3 executives on gaming sabotaged it. They have their job still. If you ever wonder who ruined the possibility of a Crash cartoon, it was just a few people at Activision whose titles have development and gaming in them. If anyone wants a Crash show and wants to help make it happen, seriously, they might still do it if fans push. Sad day. Now, as you can assume, there was a lot of skepticism with this post. It kind of just appeared out of nowhere and there wasn't really anything to back it up. However, with that being said, this post was then edited and we got the official confirmation to prove that indeed this is all legit. So the first thing I'm going to be showing you guys is the animation tests. Now these were for the pilot episode, and this is basically what got the cartoon greenlit. And this is all we're ever going to get of this cartoon. And I've got to say, this looks absolutely amazing. It has that kind of 90s cartoon feel. According to the Crash prelim Bible, which we'll go over in a second, which basically outlines kind of all the different episodes and the characters that were going to be in this cartoon, it seems like they were going for that really like out there, edgy 90s cartoon, the kind of stuff that I grew up watching. So what you're seeing was the original test footage, and then this is sort of the more refined version. This is what the cartoon would have actually have looked like. It is a real shame that this is never going to see the light of day. Now it doesn't stop there. As I mentioned, we have an outline of all the different episodes and all the different characters we were going to see in this cartoon. So let's take a look at that. So this is the Crash Bandicoot Animated Series Development Bible. It was dated April 1st, 2020, which again, a lot of people were kind of suspicious of. Maybe this was just some sort of early April Fool's joke. But no, this is the real deal. So it was going to be called the Crash Bandicoot Insane Cartoon Show. That might have just been a working title. They could have renamed it later on. Now, I'm not going to read through the whole of this document because we'll be here for quite some time, but we're going to go over some of the main characters we would have been seeing, as well as some of the stories for the episodes, because they were really out there and they would have made this show absolutely amazing, because it seemed like they were going more for these sort of one-off 5 to 8 minute episodes and not having some sort of connected series, which I think would have worked really well. So in terms of the characters we would have seen, well, we would have had Crash Bandicoot, of course. We would have had Dr. Neo Cortex. We would have had Coco Bandicoot. We would have had Aku Aku, Nina Cortex, and Nitrous Brio. In terms of the secondary cast, we would have seen Papu, Tiny Tiger, Ripperoo, Koala Kong, and King Chicken. We'd have also have seen some other characters pop up in different episodes like Farmer Ernest, Land Shark. We would have seen Baby Cortex. We'd have seen Dingo Dial, the Komodo Bros, and even Cortex's brain. So here's a sample of what some of the story premises would have been like. Firstly, you have Clock Off and Fry, and again, this is all sort of work in development. We don't know if these would have been the exact titles of episodes or if this is how the story would have exactly gone. But the synopsis for this story is: Farmer Ernest buys some contaminated feed wholesale from Dr. Cortex that genetically mutates the chickens on his farm, turning them all into chickens from hell. Their only desire: to be eaten. Crash must help contain the foul that rampage the island, demanding that people eat them. The problem is finally solved when Aku Aku convinces everyone to turn vegan and the chickens lose their life's purpose. The depressed chickens' existential problem is finally resolved when they band together and open Mother Cluckers, a successful vegetarian drive-through franchise. That sounds like the perfect story for a Crash Bandicoot cartoon, taking the elements of Looney Tunes, but again giving it that sort of 90s cartoon edginess, which I really enjoy. Another story plot is Vortex in the Cortex. Cortex's overworked brain escapes from his skull to go on a much needed vacation. Tiny takes Cortex's brainless body to the secret brain vault where he tries out several replacement brains. But they're all goofier than the original and don't work. Sequences intercut with various gags of Cortex's brain enjoying itself on vacation, where it meets up with Crash. Together, like old friends, they enjoy surfing, scuba diving, the local cuisine, etc. Back in the lab, Tiny tries the last brain. It doesn't work either. It's turned Cortex into a sweet, polite, nice person who just wants to clean the lab, and it won't leave Cortex's head. Finally, Cortex's brain gets homesick. It misses trying to destroy the world. It thanks Crash for a lovely time but says, "I have a world to destroy," and returns to the lab. However, he must fight the other brain to regain his spot in Cortex's skull. Cortex finally gets his brain back and hires the other one as an enthusiastic butler. And altogether we have 9 different sample stories here, which are all completely different and completely out there. It is a massive shame this will never see the light of day. Again, according to the Reddit post, and we don't know how legit this story is in terms of this is why it actually got cancelled. Usually when you have some sort of big story like this, you want to have 2 sources so you can collaborate their 2 different stories and make sure that this is indeed the legit reason. But again, the Reddit person says this got cancelled over Amazon not liking a joke in one of the scripts and Activision basically not budging, saying, no, this is what we want. If you're not willing to go with it, we'll just cancel the whole show. I have a hard time believing that. I think there was probably something more to it than just that. Maybe in the future, Activision finds another studio, a streaming service, another animation house, and starts fresh on a new Crash cartoon, but I think we're probably not going to be seeing that for a good few years. Now, I normally wouldn't cover something like this because it's not gaming related, but because it's such sort of a big leak and it got cancelled, I just thought it would be something cool to talk about and let you guys know that this was indeed going to happen. Now, I'm assuming we'll probably never learn any more about this. I assume the person who put this up on Reddit broke a major NDA and an embargo, and no one else from that team is probably ever going to speak publicly, at least for a few years, and I'm sure Activision and indeed Amazon aren't going to say anything about it. Now, we also don't know if this was going to be the big thing for this year to again celebrate that 25th anniversary, or if we will still see that PvP Wumpa League game, but as soon as we hear any more information on either the PvP game, anything more about this cartoon, or of course anything else Crash Bandicoot, I will keep you guys up to date. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this cancelled cartoon? Would you have been excited to watch this? What did you think of the animation style? What do you think of some of the storylines that were going to happen? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you did enjoy this video, then make sure you click that like button. If you're not already, then also make sure you subscribe for more gaming content and coverage. You can follow me on Twitter at @IamMisterBo, and you can join our Discord server. Links to both of those in the description. Apart from all of that though, thank you very much for watching and for hanging out with me. Super appreciate it. Hopefully I will catch you in some future content, but until then, as always, make sure you take care. Bye bye.